toxic Texas or the Trump voter. Symbolism of Clifford, cause you don't need a Tip Harris Jr. to understand the parallels between fact and peculiar. Dreadlock Shang-Chi, legend with a ring on each finger. Hand signs like a hidden leaf ninja. You're talking to a toe safe, pipe full of ganja. Eyes red like Infa, skin black same as Krishna. Ancient aliens and architects with a missing formula. Space Jews on board the Andromeda. Not a movie in the making, this ain't a drama. More like reality, broke out the matrix. No need for rockets if you count this planet as a ship. I don't need to punch up or down, I just punch lines. Y'all can keep the crown. I come back forward.
Getting this day started. I had made this song after watching this. Did you see the new Dave Chappelle? I just saw it yesterday, and it was freaking fire. Super inspired me. And there was a part in the sketch where he was talking about how the space, the aliens and stuff were. He was gonna do a movie called Space Jews or whatever, but what he said about as far as like, what if there are ancient people that was already here then left and things like that. And it's so interesting the way that he tied all of that all of that together to still talk about like the baby, everything. Yes, I'll definitely watch. I think it's like an hour. I put some time. I was just like, yo, if I'm gonna watch it, it's gonna be right now. And so I had ended up seeing it, and it was super dope. But yeah, we're gonna be back in Denver October 22nd and 23rd. So if you want to vend any of those events, we're gonna be at Gypsy House on the 22nd and Studio Colfax on the 23rd. So those two events are super dope. The Studio Colfax we had last month was very, very awesome. That was very cool. But yeah, so I wrote this song called Earthship because it was like later on in the day, at night, I was getting some herb, and my homeboy put me onto this artist named Navy Blue, and featuring Yasin Bey, aka Mos Def. And if you don't know, Mos Def is like one of my favorite artists. And so, you know, I was sitting there and I was listening to this song, and I think Navy Blue was an artist, or is an artist, that was tied with Tyler the Creator or something like that, or in his camp. And you know, I was hearing this song and I was like, oh, this shit is dope. And then I heard Yasin Bey's part, and I'm just all like, oh shit, this is dope. Yeah, Mos Def is the bomb diggity. He had a line on there, and he said, to open water where the ports are gone raw, drop an anchor faint to civilize the danger, contemplate the heavenly arrangement with amazement. The sun remains greater than the laboratory laser. Sciences advance, but don't advance enough to change it. And he said, stop it with your rockets. We're already on a spaceship. And I'm sitting up there like, that joke was fire. And so it was that, a combination, like how close, you know, Mos Def and Dave Chappelle are. And actually in the beginning of the Dave Chappelle, like, you know, the songs that he has is this Mos Def track. And so I was just all like, okay, let me go, like, I just had so many different things to say, and I'm all like, all right, let me go ahead, knock this track out. And yeah, so that was like a little rough draft that I did like early this morning. I think it was like, it was like 2. It was like 2 something in the morning. But like I said, I like, whenever I'm doing in the process of recording a project like my Momentum EP, I like to record new songs, because it's something about those new songs that give that fresh energy to the songs that are already done. Even though it's all new, me as the artist, like I listen to these songs all the time, you know, so it's like when it's time to re-record them, like even though I think they're dope, you know, oh yeah, I'm gonna play it back right now. Even though, you know, I know it's dope, I'm just all like, man, you know, I gotta be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? I gotta be able to come at it with new energy for the re-record aspect. Now, I told myself, I was like, this week, I am definitely going to record a song or re-record a song from the project. I'm looking for it right there. Here we go, Earthship. Boom. And I made the beat too. I was just all like, okay, just whip everything up real quick.
Yeah.
Got most Steph in the background real quick.
Just watch Dave Chappelle The Closer. Barely gave myself any time to think it over. Cause the truth has a way to knock you into sober. Whether toxic Texas or the Trump voter. Symbolism, a cliff foot. Cause you don't need a tip Harris Jr. to understand the parallels between fact and peculiar. Dreadlock, Shang-Chi, ledger with a ring on each finger. Hand signs like a hidden leaf ninja. You're talking to the toast sage, pipe full of ganja. Eyes red like Infa, skin black, same as Krishna. Ancient aliens and architects with a missing formula. Space Jews on board the Andromeda. Not a movie in the making, this ain't a drama. More like reality, broke out the matrix. No need for rockets if you count this planet as a ship. I don't need to punch up or down, I just punch lines. Y'all can keep the crown, I come back for it. After a few orbits on this Earthship. On this Earthship, what if I told you that Earth was a spaceship? On this Earthship, what if I told you that Earth was a spaceship? Stresses activated in the Earth's core, sure to stop more than the Cold War, more than folklore. You may think it's over the top, but it's over the counter, like pills in the drugstore. The greatest designer left the treasure underneath the soles of our feet. Walking above the Maya Enterprise is the human race, a Starfleet that's more intelligent than we think. We just fell asleep. King Palm in the vision, trying to stay patient within rhyme and reason. Wonder if they got the blueprints in the Vatican of the Earthship that they're not telling anyone. Something to ponder on, like the message of a comedian. Doesn't matter the median, even if the methods are bohemian. Gotta keep it premium. I don't need to punch up or down, I just punch lines. Y'all can keep the crown, I come back for it. After a few orbits on this Earthship. On this Earthship, what if I told you that Earth was a spaceship? On this Earthship, what if I told you that Earth was a spaceship? I don't need to punch up or down, I just punch lines. Y'all can keep the crown, I come back for it. After a few orbits on this Earthship. On this Earthship, what if I told you that Earth was a spaceship? On this Earthship, what if I told you that Earth was a spaceship?
Yeah, what I want to do is I want to take a clip from the Dave Chappelle The Closer, because the chorus, the first part of the chorus is this line that Dave Chappelle said within that special, and he was talking about, it won't ruin it, but he was just talking about like when people punch down on you, you know, and he was talking about a certain group of people and the situation with the baby, and someone had said that he doesn't punch up or down, he punch lines. And as a comedian, as a wordsmith, you know, we use that, you know, as a rapper. That's why, like, rappers and comedians are, like, so, like, close and tight, because it's just all, like, both of them, you know, are arts and masters when it comes to the punchline, you know? And so I was just all like, I don't need to punch up or down, I'll just punch lines. Y'all can keep the crown, I'll come back for it, you know? And it was just like, it's seeing Dave Chappelle's journey, you know, through everything, and to see him going through completion, because I think with this special, this was his last like Netflix special, which is dope because through all the specials that he gave on Netflix, it was all like really, really dope. So it's just cool. It's cool seeing that completion. And what a lot of people don't realize about Dave Chappelle is, they would think he's fairly young because he is, but he started as a teenager, like an early teenager. So it's just all like when people maybe start like in their early 20s or like their mid 20s or early 30s or something like that, like some of his contemporaries, he started in his teenage years. So he has like a particular, he's almost like parallel with a lot of them, and so that's one of the things that I look at because it mirrors me, like I started performing as a teenager, before I was legal to even drink or get inside some of these places, and so what's interesting is just his perspective and how he is known for his perspective and his style of giving his perspective, and for me, like I look at all of that stuff, and so there was a line that I said about, the Vatican, because I was watching, I don't know if y'all seen anything as far as Black Magic 363 or like Billy Carson or anything like that. He was talking about his recent trip to Egypt and how, he's got like this 4K footage and he was showing some of it on the stream. And there was like several of these almost these different chambers that were closed off for some time, and he was talking about what was in there and the different things that he was pointing to. And then there was him talking about the Vatican and the different things that's in there, and just these books, and different things like that. And I was just all like, if there was gonna be any indication of the planet being, this Earthship, then it would be in there for sure. But, there's different layers too as far as me saying Earthship, and by definition, what is a ship? They call the body a temple. So ship by definition, a vessel larger than the boat for transporting people or goods by sea. This planet is mainly made out of water, and it is bigger than a boat, and it's transporting people. So yes, we're in an Earth ship, so it's just an interesting play on words. I'm trying to, this is momentum number 7 and it's day 9. So what I'll probably end up doing is doing 2 more of these throughout the day. Maybe like midday I'll do one and then another one later, so I'll be caught up. I still gotta go on my YouTube, and I want to say I'm almost, I see, I was gonna play this track from the one, so it's Navy Blue is the artist, and it's this track called Breathe featuring Yasin Bey. And shout out to my homie Andre for putting me onto this, because I literally did not know that this joint existed, and I was like, yo, this is fire, something's fire. And the thing is, for some reason I've just deprived myself from new music. Like there's so many new albums I need to listen to, and I think what it is I know once I start taking in stuff, by default, I as a way to process what's going on, I write. And that's how this Earthship came about. All this, it was inspiration for the Dave Chappelle and the Mos Def, this Navy Blue track, all within a 24-hour period to make this. And at first, I didn't even think I was going to finish it all in a day, because it was just the build up. So it was just all like, it was literally just line for line, just building on top while trying to keep the string of consciousness going on. Like, I started it with me watching Dave Chappelle, and talking about as far as the different things with that, to me ending it with with talking about the comedian. Like, all of it is like a particular cohesive way that I willed it all together. So today what I want to do, so I need to re-record these. Like, this is crazy because there's only 5 songs to re-record because 2 of them are already out, and they can get remixed and mastered, so I'm not worried about that. So there's only 5 tracks. It's the 9th day. So what I'm definitely gonna re-record is Course Correction, and Momentum, the title track. Because Momentum is, out of all of these songs, Momentum was the first track, and it's the title track. And I remember recording that, and I only recorded it one time when I originally wrote it. I was so hype about the track that it was like 3 in the morning, and I just recorded. So it's literally, it's only one time recorded. So yeah, I think that's why I had to, and it's so funny. I think about different aspects to this project all the time. The project's called Momentum, and what I described as far as me doing a new song in order to have energy to re-record a song, that's building momentum. Me building that energy and then being able to use it for stuff, that's building up momentum. What up, DJ? So I think that, yeah, I'm definitely going to end up re-recording Course Correction featuring Easily, because I just have to do my verse and the chorus. And then I'm going to re-record Momentum because that's the title track and the first track that was recorded on the joint. But yeah, Momentum, the whole lineup is literally a manga, a EP, and CBD blend of Momentum and Ultra Instinct. And it's dope. I had sold, this is like my master copy or whatever, but I had originally ordered some, and I gotta order some more because they sold out. I was all like, oh, this is super dope. But it's fun, it's fun. I think what it is for me with doing these 3 things in tandem, it's like, it's just a different execution. It's just all like, I don't think that I've ever been bound to like one certain thing, so I'm just all like, this is what the birds look. I know, right? I gotta get it, redone. It's crazy. Like, here's what's crazy. So, I've gotten it redone once, and the last time I got it redone was before my birthday this year. And, it's interesting because it's just like, it's like, people don't understand. Usually people are not trying to purposely walk around and not have their shit redone. If it was up to me, it would always be redone, but it is not up to me. And so that is my dilemma. But it's an interesting process. What's interesting is the fact that I think about artists like Merce, and I think about like just how long they've been on the independent route. When I look at like how long I've been pushing, I'm just like, that's why I told people it takes 10 years to start. It takes 10 years to start. And if you're okay with that and you could be able to gather yourself and be like, okay, yeah, this is something that I definitely want to do. There's a lot out there, because I think about this last decade, all of my 20s, mainly all recorded. That's what's super fascinating. I could like go through different portals and just find certain periods of time. Hey, I was in Denver, Javon, and I stayed with Keenan for a couple of days. I stayed with Keenan for a couple of days. He lives out there in Denver. And yeah, we're working on a cool little project. Yeah, I think he works for like this game company or something like that. So he's doing stuff with that. And it's been forever. I literally hadn't seen him since we left the apartment, So it was cool to see him. He's doing good. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people talk about luck, but the thing is, it depends on what it is you're wanting to get out of it. If you're wanting to be an artist or someone that is making a substantial income off of your stuff, then that doesn't take luck. That takes consistency and dedication, But if you're the luck part is like the famous, the over the top, those are the lottery winners. But when it comes to as far as like literally making a living that you don't have to work for anybody, it does take dedication, but the main thing is going to be that consistency. I fall victim of this myself when it comes to, and that's why I make this project momentum, because it's just like build up the momentum. But then if you end up falling backwards, or like if you're like the myth of Sisyphus, where it's just all like he's pushing up that boulder up the hill for it to fall, and then him pull up the hill. But imagine going up the hill with that boulder and it falling backwards every single time. And that's usually what most people do, is they don't get over that hump. You're going to have to go up another, hill or whatever, but not getting over those humps, and it's just all like, a lot of like it's 20% like business. You get to be 80% artist, but you have to spend 20% of your time that is focused on the business side of things consistently. And it's not gonna take it could take anywhere from a couple of months to several years. Like I'm in year 5 of this, and because of a whole pandemic, like I just got literally this week, a part-time job, and it's an at-home position, not working that many hours, and that's literally because of everything that I was crumbled under. I was just like, I need another source of income in order to even get out of all of this. So, the cool thing is that when I look at where I'm at this year versus last year, it's already a change. The fact that I'm in my own place. Last year I wasn't in my own place. Last year I was going back and forth from San Antonio and Kerrville. Stayed in Kerrville and was coming back to San Antonio because I love this city, and I'm just all like, but what I needed was, because I hadn't stayed on my own, like I stayed on my own and then with a significant other, but on my own, without a significant other, without anything like that. It'd been a minute, like damn near like 6 years or so, so this was a big thing to be able to come back into my own space in general and just getting used to that. I went a whole, for one, I went a whole year plus of not being able to do what I normally do, throw events, perform, all those different things. And then on top of that, because I threw events professionally, I got approved for unemployment. It was like the lowest amount, but still, that was a good chunk of money that was coming for free, for a year, and then it was just all like getting my place and then getting fully adjusted, that transition to where it's just all like, I didn't come into it smoothly to begin with, and there wasn't the preparation. And there's something that I've been trying to get in my head more and more, which is the preparation metaphorically and physically for the winter. Too many times in December, January, February, I'm like depleted. And it's the beginning of the year, and it's my season, so it's just all like, and a lot of it would be because of just finance. It takes a lot, literally doing everything, which is why it's just all like, it's work, it is legit work, and then on top of that, you have to understand money management and the different pools, which all the pool was just like the basic, maybe like one or two pools, and I needed to have and separate and be able to do different things. But I had to also learn it. That's a lot of this was. Like, I went from the 9 to 5 since I was 15 to 25, 26, and just went for it. Like, I didn't have any saving. The only thing that I had was, cashing out on my 401k, which was pretty much gone the first week after, leaving. So I had to be able to get to a space where I'm like, okay. And that's where I am right now. Now I'm seeing a bunch of I can see clearly now, so, but, I guess a lot of my 20s was destroying expectation in the sense that things get easier, you get stronger, you get smarter, you adapt to things. But even when you're playing the video games, you don't go further in the game and it gets easier. It wouldn't be a fun game if that was the case. Like, you literally go into this game knowing that each level is going to be, harder than the level before. But the thing is that you are different when going into the next level. Though the levels get harder, you've also gotten stronger, And so walking through that and going through things with that awareness, I don't know why I thought that, as you get older, things like get easier or something like that. I don't know. You make things easier for yourself in the future with what you're doing now. So, Earthship. Peace. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure to get a copy of The Most Random Manga Ever, Volume 1, Momentum. This is literally 11 issues. See if I can get the momentum in there. It's like my name. I think it's because of the laptop light. Momentum. Let me see if I can turn this down. Well, no, it's bright as fuck in general, so yeah. So I plan on doing a Halloween special, a Halloween special issue for it. So I'll try to think of a way to incorporate cannabis and Halloween and this comic, this manga together. So be on the lookout for that. Toodaloo.
Darkness, turn the galaxy into my office. Translate the thoughts into deep science. Got the sun in my pocket, build your resilience. So when the next winter cycle comes, I prepare with no losses. The work of the solo, it's a boss. At the heart of my winter,